Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and there is a quite of a big gap in between astrological events. The last one was August 11th, which was Mercury direct, and then the next one is it's the 22nd of August, um, which I'm going to examine right now at tonight's live stream, and that is going to be the new season that we are going to enter when the sun is going to enter in Virgo. And the precise timing for that is 22nd of August at 4:34 p.m. according to my calendar here that I'm looking at. And this season is going to be all the way up until the 22nd of September. The exact timing again to 19 p.m. That is Eastern Standard Time, when the sun is going to enter in Libra. So for that 1 month, as far as the sun is going to affect us, this is going to be the topic of the live stream tonight. And as per usual, what I'm doing first, that will be the collective reading. What kind of a generalized season we are going to have on our hands. Hello, Amelia. Welcome to the stream. And let me shuffle the cards and let's have a look together. Hey, Yasmin. Welcome to the stream. It will be nice, by the way, to have a good a good season tonight. I got struck with a kidney crisis again 3 days ago. Was it? Still haven't passed. It's far better now, but still haven't passed. So this week's videos actually is going to be one long video because it's much easier that way and it is much faster to produce. And I'm going to upload it tomorrow, edit and upload it tomorrow, and it should be released. Your weekly forecast should be released by the evening, by tomorrow evening. And I do apologize for that I can't produce 12 separate videos this week. Oh, that's all right, Yasmin. It's a condition I do have for quite some time. And just a warning here, if the stream kind of like has to end, it's gonna be because I'm in pain. And another warning, if it cuts out abruptly, just hold on for a minute. I will gonna swap the internet providers and I'm gonna get back to you guys, so no worries at all. I hope so too, Yasmin. Thank you for your understanding and wish as well. All right, so these unpleasantries set aside, the collective reading for the sun in Virgo. First one, that is going to be Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Followed by the second one, which is the Tower. And the third one, that will be the Page of Cups. Actually, this is going to be a rather quite nice season for us. And it will affect the areas in our lives where things are kind of messy, okay, and kind of havocy, if I can use that expression, and is gonna put some sort of an order in those fields in our lives. So if your relationship is a mess right now, or if your job is a mess, or if your social is a mess, wherever the mess is, that is going to be the place where the sun is going to press its influence. And what will happen there is the part, not the entire mess, but the part of this mess, probably the most important part of this mess, is going to get structured, and it will become much more simplistic and much more predictable. So that is going to give us a chance to figure out how to get out of that mess and how to kind of like clean up our environment and solve particular issues. But what is going to be important so that can happen is actually a couple of things. One is that we should not have ourselves being stuck into the aggravating and irritating details of the circumstances, of the current circumstances, so to speak, but rather we should be more focused on the overview. So how I like to see that is that instead of uh, being disgruntled and batter ourselves for what is, we should look at the situation of what can be in the future, and that is going to help us change perspective, change position, change opinion, because some of these things needs to take place so we can take advantage of this new simplified and systematic consistent structure that will allow us to solve or get out of the mess that we are experiencing. The second thing, which is going to be less prominent than the first one, is how much we would like that to happen, because some of us may have a zero emotional attachment to the area of our lives where that mess is. For example, that mess may be in our job, and we couldn't care less for the job itself, maybe because we do have another option available, or maybe because that is a job that I had a colleague that had a lot of money, right? That this person didn't have to work a single day in their lives. They just liked their job, and that's why they worked. So you may be one of those that doesn't have to work a single day in their lives, and then you wouldn't care less about the job you do, because if you aren't employed, big deal, you're going to find another job in a month or two, or 4 or 5. So in order to solve them, as also you will have to have a emotional attachment to it, so you will need to like it and need it as well. Otherwise, it won't bother you if that mess stays or not. So that said, the effect of this new cycle, or this new season rather, on us is going to be to simplify wherever things are difficult and wherever things are messy and upheavalish, so to speak, and bring them to a solvable state, with where if we do follow a certain plan with consistency, we will definitely going to be able to set things straight and right the wrong. So that was the collective reading. It's a lot of work ahead of us, and hopefully every single one of us is going to be able to pretty much settle the score with that area of their lives that they are unhappy with. So this was the collective. And now a few notes about the show before I move with the interpretations. There are going to be 12 readings, just like this one, and they are going to be one for each star sign. I am going to run down the ecliptic, and I'm going to start with Aries and end up with a Pisces. So you can keep up with uh, my readings, which star sign I'm reading for, through the glyphs that are going to be displayed right there. Okay, so right now it's the Aries glyph, which means that I'm going to run the Aries right now, the Aries reading. And if you do enjoy these shows and you find them informative, you can subscribe for the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like, comment on the video as well. Any kind of engagement helps. And if you think that they can help someone you can also share them, share that video or my videos with that person. Other than that, if you want to have a personalized reading, you can purchase one through my website, which link you can find in the description down below as well. And if you do want to support the channel financially, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal. The PayPal link you can also find in the description down below, and anyone who does so is going to have a reading at the end of the stream that is guaranteed. And should your donation carries no inquiry, the reading is going to be how this season, particularly as is the topic of the live stream, is going to personally affect you, meaning is going to contain an event and how this event is going to apply to you. So Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Yasmin. Let me put you into the list. And at the end of the stream, you're going to have that reading that will contain an event and also how this event is going to apply to you. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. You are also going to have a reading at the end of the stream that is going to show you an event that is going to happen to you throughout the season. So with that said, again, the first star sign that I'm going to read for, that is going to be Aries. Right, so first one, that will be Two of Wands for Aries, followed by Ten of Cups. And the third one, that will be Ten of Pentacles. So News Devon, you are preparing for work, I assume. All right, Aries, you are going to have a very good accomplishments throughout the next 30 days. So whatever you're doing right now, at least according to these cards, you are doing it right, and keep up doing it. Keep up going with it. Because even though those are going to be good accomplishments throughout the next throughout the next 4 weeks, you are, at least according to these cards, you are barely going to scratch the surface. And you can accomplish much more than what you are going to see accomplished into the next few weeks. And this will produce a quite insatiable hunger for results in you, and it's just that side of the human nature that always wants more is going to start becoming more and more prominent, which is going to bring kind of like two sides of the coin. Now, one is going to make you very competitive. That will allow you to chase quite a great heights, but in the same time is going to diminish the satisfaction of accomplishments and of achievements also. And another thing that you do need to know, at least according to these cards, again, those three, and this, what I'm about to say, comes from the clashing between the Two of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. It is that in order to produce bigger results, the more you're going to have to become dependent of a someone or of a something. So at some point, probably there is going to be some kind of a partnership or some kind of what was the word here, a investment that is going to be placed in you. Hello, Yadabi, welcome to the stream. I never heard of that game, News Devon. So that said, here, Aries, you are about to grow big time, hopefully career-wise, but why not as well, intimately wise. Although with that Ten of Cups being there next to the Two of Wands, it kind of speaks for bigger and bigger demands from one connection and one relationship, which could put a lot of strain into it. Now, next one, that will be Taurus. Yeah, and use Devon, that is always a nice thing to happen, to learn something of yourself. Uh, if it is, it's not popular in Eastern Europe, I suppose. Okay, Two of Swords, Page of Swords, and then we do have a Three of Pentacles. So this season is going to reward you, or rather gift you with a conundrums that you do have involving other people, like partners, like colleagues, like friends as well. And these conundrums are going to be resolved through a very unexpected actions and very unexpected help from other individuals that are probably not directly related to the situation of the conundrum itself. Now, other than that, throughout the season, you will feel probably the most peaceful times than you have felt recently, because what will happen there is that none of your areas of life are going to mingle and conjunct with one another. Like, for example, your social circle, it's not going to affect in any way your love life, or your career is not going to affect in any way your social circle. So what will happen throughout the next 4 weeks, it is that every area in your life is going to develop individually. However, what you cannot count on is some, how can I put it into words, a productive feedback, let's put it that way. Because throughout the majority of the season, people are just going to give you silent treatment in terms of your accomplishments and your achievements, and to a certain extent you wouldn't know whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing with one person or another. So that's why it's going to be best if you do wait for as long as possible before you actually make a move, so you can gather as much information as possible and as much clues as possible, and then the right move in one or another situation is going to become pretty obvious to you. Another thing that it is important to do, or rather like to keep up with in the next 30 days, is your composure. Because there are going to be a lot of people there that are going to challenge your ideas and are going to challenge your, so to speak, perception and also behavior. And at least according to these cards, you should ignore them, because going into confrontation is not going to earn you anything, and you are going to reach a situation where neither you can convince the other side in your righteousness, neither they can convince you in their righteousness. And so what will happen there is that this confrontation, it will be pointless and completely obsolete. So you simply should have not entered into it whatsoever. So you can save yourself a lot of not concerns, but like uh, a lot of poignant experiences by just ignoring people that are trying to challenge your ideas and as well to challenge your thoughts. Next one will be Gemini. Knight of Wands. Then we do have Six of Swords. And the third one, that will be Five of Swords. That's quite of an interesting season for Gemini. Because you, Gemini, are going to end up with a lot of interesting things to do in those 30 days. Interesting projects, interesting people to deal with, to handle, and to go about with. It is just next 30 days, at least according to these cards, are going to be very, very enterprising for you. And it's just very dynamic. And most of these, let's put it that way, enterprises will put you in a situation to do things for a first time, like to apply about something for a first time, or to prepare a paper for a first time. You know, it is just a first time of a something that you may be quite scared of doing, at least at first, but when you kind of like initiate it, you're going to see that actually it isn't that big of a deal, and you have been afraid just in vain. And even more than that, once you start doing it, it is like, imagine, you have studied for being a doctor, and this season it is your first surgery that you are given to do, first time doing it. It could be literally anything. Uh, and you're going to see that you're actually pretty good at it. And in reality, there was nothing for you to be afraid of, which is going to be simultaneously a really happy, happy state of yours, but also a terrifying one, because for many of you, this is going to bolster your confidence to a point where it can cross certain lines, and it can make you very cocky, and also quite of can I put it into words, disregarding, for the lack of better words here, disregarding protocol, disregarding superiors, disregarding code of conducts, and so on and so forth. So while next 4 weeks, you're going to have amazing opportunities, not just only to learn, but also to break through in multiple fields. You got to know your limits. That is going to be very important for you, Gemini. Right, next we have Cancer. Well, News Devon, if you are talking about Taurus, you are going to be the one who is going to be very competitive. Six of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So for you, Cancer, this is going to be a season of rewards. And I would rather say quite of a big rewards. Although with that Page of Pentacles, um, not as much as you would, how can I word that? Not as much as you can accomplish, maybe. Because here what happens, somewhere within the next 4 weeks, you are going to get rewarded, like being paid, like being recognized, because the Six of Wands involves either material rewards or a recognition. It could be also a combination of both. But because of the Ace of Swords next to it, that gives you, I would say, foundation to talk about a further accomplishments, like talk about a further pay, talk about a further opportunities, to have yourself being recognized, or to have yourself being appraised, so to speak. So those rewards are going to give you an idea how well you sit in the areas of your life that you are currently progressing in, that you are currently pushing through. So whether this is going to be about your love life, or whether it's going to be about your job, we're talking about a season of a peak of experiences in either of these areas. And these peak of experiences are just going to be milestones, not the end product. And you can step on those milestones and go for even more of the same that gives you those rewards. It's just progress even further into that direction. So this season for you, Cancer, is going to be a confirmation that you are moving into the right direction. Not just only that, but also that you are performing in the right way, that it is valued, and that it is to be rewarded even further in the future. But what you can expect as well in these 4 weeks, it is quite of a blunt conversations that are exposing the true nature of the state of your situations, like the true nature of the feelings of someone, or the true nature, how much the company you're aiming for can offer you, and so on and so forth. So you may end up having yourself being disappointed in one or another situation, but this isn't going to last for long, because you're going to have the answer how to compensate for that disappointment. Right, next one, that will be Leo. Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups, the Strength. Give me a minute. It's going to be a moment of I told you so on your side. So what happens in the next 4 weeks for you, Leo, is that some, I don't want to say negative consequences, more of a unpleasant, I'll put it that way, unpleasant consequences that you are preparing yourself for are going to actually take place. And your preparation is going to happen to be flawless. And at that point, it will turn out that whatever your concern, you worried much more than you should have, because you're gonna basically solve whatever the problem with a flying colors. And as a result of that, now you're gonna feel, not just only feel, but that is also going to be the reality of your situation, that you don't have to explain yourself anymore about one thing or another, and why you want to do something good for you. Now, the reason why you're going to go through that, it is because there is a discrepancy, at least according to these cards, into what you think and what you know, not just only think, but you know is going to be good for you, like what kind of a job is going to be good for you, or what kind of a condo is going to be good for you living in, and these kind of things, and what the closest people of you think that is going to be good for you. And it is just you're going to prove everyone that you can handle yourself. You know, you can handle your future, you can handle your job, you can handle your love life even, and that you just don't need to explain yourself to them, you know, why you are applying for that job or another, why you have those friends, why you are going out with that person, and so on and so forth. It is just you are going to basically handle all the unpleasant consequences of those things with, again, a flying colors, and just you're going to prove that you can handle yourself, and therefore these people that are trying to mess with your life will have no choice but just to back away and leave you to your happiness. Simple as that. Okay, next, Virgo, where the sun is going to be. 8 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the Strength. This this season can be summarized with only one sentence, and the sentence is that you are going to get the job done in the most right way possible, so the job can be basically iron tight, and no one can criticize you for anything and say, you know what, you just didn't do it the right way, and you suck into one thing or another. The concept here of these cards, it is that you are going to tie up every single loose end that had been left and that is unfinished at that point, whether in your project, whether in your promise, you know, or whether in the enterprise or the endeavor that you have with a friend or with a family member. So you're going to tie up those loose ends and basically finish up the deed to its maximum, to 100%. And that doesn't have to be just only one deed. It could be many of those deeds. And that will be done in a way that is going to basically suit everyone. And so at the end, you wouldn't even be blamed for one thing or another, because very often you're trying to do good and you are blamed for it. Even in my country, we do have a bit of a nasty, you know, expression and a say for that. And at least according to these cards, this is going to be a very strong season as well for those of you who are single, because it kind of says that throughout the season, now you're going to present yourself in the world in a way that it will be most compatible to type of individuals that can I put it into words, that you want to invest in you. I'm going to say it that way, that you do want them to invest in you emotionally. And at least for the duration of these 4 weeks, at least looking at those cards, you are going to be more receptive to demands, like them telling you, uh, you know, how what they would expect from you to be like in order to get along with them and in order to be compatible with them. Now, whether you decide to play along that game or not, it is going to be entirely up to you. But expect throughout the season, if you are single, to have a lot more suitors than before. Okay. Next one, that will be Libra. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Two of Wands. Those three. What summarizes here for you, Libra, is that you're going to have a green light. So allowance, basically, I don't know how to put it into words. It's like you're going to be approved. But here is the situation. So in order to be as accurate as possible, I'm going to try to explain it that way. Imagine you have applied for a job and it's just you never heard from the people that are supposed to hire you in that job, and so you couldn't wait for much longer. So you went out and found yourself another job, and you are, let's say, 3 weeks in it. You're just getting along. You are kind of like fitting in and getting the hang of it. And at the fourth week, which is, say, the week after 22nd, you receive a call from the first company you went into and applied for work that you never heard from, and they're saying that, you know, you are welcome to go and work for them, and actually it's a job that you do really, really want. And so you're going to have a decision to make, whether to cling to this renewed hope, because that is exactly what we do have here. It's a season of the renewed hope for you, but it is a hope that was sniffed out, okay? Or you're going to keep up with the not the growth, but with the development that you have recently started. You can go with the one or with the other. You can't keep up with both of those. That could be applied for literally everything. You may have liked someone and, you know, tried your chances with them, but they have simply either rejected you, or you know, the situation didn't allow you to be together, and, you know, you went to the next best thing, and now that person is kind of available for you. So what is going to be, whether you're going to keep up with the current date or you're going to get back to your renewed hope. But that is exactly what we do have here, a renewed hope that will have a long-term potential, because it's going to be simply a sorry about that, it's just my eye so itchy. So again, a renewed hope that is going to be that is going to have a pretty strict rules. So basically it will be a step after step after step that you have to keep up with, but they are not going to be very, very difficult steps that needs to be kept up with. It's just what may kind of like deter you back. It's going to take a quite of a time, so you can experience the full extent of the happiness that this renewed hope is going to offer to you. But at the very start of it, if you decide to go with it though, your day-to-day routine will become, at least according to these cards, much more pleasant to experience. Staying with the current development. A second. Right. So staying with the current development, it will be like not like chasing your tails, but it will be a constant, can I put it into words, a not a struggle, it's more of a fight against time. Like you're going to be constantly in emotion and you will have to work or rather like a act on a whim, right? And it's like a constant battle with the say with the demand of the situation. So which one you are going to choose, that is entirely up for you to decide, but just so you know that this is going to be a season of renewed hope for you. Right, next, that will be Scorpio. The World, 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups. I never saw that before. 4 of Wands in the World. All right. I don't know how exactly that is going to happen, but I'm happy with the season about Scorpio. So what these cards are saying is that we, Scorpio, are going to accomplish a lifetime goal, a goal that we have chased for a very long time. It's not going to be accomplished to a perfection, right? There are going to be a lot of, well, not a lot, but quite of a few important things that are gonna be left unattended. But either way, that goal is going to be completed because one of the reasons why it's going to be completed is because we are going to run out of time. That is the 4 of Wands and the World card. You just run out. We just are going to run out of time to get everything done. Okay, but what we have done will satisfy us at least at that point. And at that point we're going to have a lot of free time, well, yeah, free time on our hands, in a sense of that we're not going to be occupied. We're not going to be occupied with this goal anymore that we're going to accomplish, and that will allow us to start looking out for a different perspective that is no different, okay, than finishing an education. You may have not learned everything from that education, but your time ran out in the university and you have learned what you have learned, and now you have that time freed, and now you can look into a different perspective, like for example looking for job. But your lifetime goal of finishing a university is done. That is just for example. A lifetime goal could be different. It could be having your own business, right? And you have established your business. It may not be as perfect as you wished to be, but your time ran out of preparing and of building up your concept, and now you have to put a different perspective in front of you, like how to apply that business into the world. But either way, accomplishing that goal is going to make us feel satisfied, fulfilled, and quite happy. And it will be one of the reasons, only one though, of the reasons why our lives are going to keep on worth living. So if any of you have lost that sense, you're about to regain it in the next 4 weeks. Next will be Sagittarius. Page of Wands, Two of Swords, Judgment. This is going to be a crazy season for Sagittarius. So there are going to be so many new things that you can participate into that you're going to have a very, very difficult time to decide which one you want to go. Three different friends asking you to go out, and so you're going to have quite of a difficult time to decide which one to go with. And another thing is that not just only people, but also situations and enterprises are going to appear like new experiences that you can involve yourself into. And what those cards are advising you guys is to go in as much as you can to experience as much as new, or rather like to go into as much as new experiences as you can, because through some of them, at least according to these cards, you are going to obtain a perspective on the whole picture of things. Like, say, if you don't know where your relationship is going toward, getting yourself involved in new experiences that are in the framework of that relationship will basically paint the whole picture of where that relationship is going. Same thing goes about your job. You have the unique opportunity here to understand how far you can go in one thing or another through, again, involving yourself into these new experiences that basically the universe is going to um, present present to you. Now, like I said, there are going to be a bit too many, so you can basically go from one to another. Some of them you can have just so much hours into the day. And the best way to choose, at least according to these cards, is through the process of elimination. Is like wait until the last minute, and whichever experience lasts longest, that awaits you, is the right one for you, or the most right one for you to get yourself involved in, because they all are going to be right, but there are going to be some that are going to be more right than the others. For example, some suitors that are better suited for you than others, although they all are going to be suited to a certain extent to you. And again, in order to choose, just give no answer until only one remains and the rest are losing their patience. And the one that remains is going to be the most right for you to go on a date with, or on a cinema with. And this is just for example, but that is a season for you Sagittarius that you should just uh, open yourself up for anything new that, again, the universe has to throw your way. And believe me, at least according to these cards, the universe is going to throw a lot of things your way, a lot of new experiences that you're going to like every single one of them. Right, next, that will be Capricorn. Ten of Wands, the Sun, Ten of Pentacles. This for you, Capricorns, is going to be a season of obligations. Uh, you're going to be held up to a lot of stuff that you have claimed, that you have signed, and as well that you have promised. And at least according to these cards, you won't be able to escape from many of them if you will be able to escape of any of them, so to speak. So you can expect that this is going to be a very, very busy season for you. A lot of demands, a lot of purchase orders, um, okay, a lot of contracts as well, and a lot of tasks that are going to come your way. So there are going to be a lot of things moving around for you. But every single one of them, at least according to these cards, through the Ten of Wands and the Sun, you will have not just only the full capacity, like physical capacity, but also any kind of such like skill, like knowledge to fulfill to 100%. And once you do, then amazing rewards, at least according to these cards, awaits you at the end. The biggest thing that you need to focus on, at least according to these cards, is fulfilling promises, because doing so will allow you to mend broken relationships. Like if you want to reconcile with an ex, remember what you promised to one another. Fulfill that promise. Reconciliation, it's, at least according to these cards, guaranteed. Although doing so will strip away your independence to a certain, not the entirety of it, but to a certain extent of that independence. And another thing that you do need to know here, Capricorn, from that season is that this is also a season of, yes, reconciliation, but not with exes necessarily. It's a reconciliation with old acquaintances. That may be high school friends, okay, or childhood friends, or people just you haven't get along with for 3, 5, 10 years, and they suddenly reappear in your life. But this time around, having no attachment to you, and that will give you the freedom uh, to build up an attachment with them in those 4 weeks and reshape the relationship you have. What I mean here is that if you ended up on the wrong foot back then, that doesn't mean that you have to start on such in the next 4 weeks. You can start from scratch, building up new obligations to one another. Okay, next, that will be Aquarius. Seven of Wands, the Lovers, and then is Ace of Cups. There is a specific situation for Aquarius that will arise in those 4 weeks, and I'm gonna talk for it in a minute. But just in general, for us, the Aquarius, and I'm saying this because I'm rising Aquarius, this will be unremarkable season, not because we wouldn't have any accomplishments. On the contrary, we are going to rise in different departments. But the thing is that one thing is going to compensate for another. Okay. And usually what I am giving us an example is that either the job is going to pay well, or it's going to be a job that we would like to work. It's going to be either one or the other. And the thing it is that those that are going to be around us, we will see only the positive side into what we are accomplishing throughout the next 4 weeks, whether the job we get or whether the relationship we establish, okay, or whether the experiences in our social circle. They're going to see only the positive, and they are going to envy us. So we are going to receive a lot of hostility from those that aren't exactly close with us, but are close enough to influence our lives to a certain extent. Other than that, this is going to be the season of a once in a lifetime opportunity to do either the wishful thing or the right thing. Okay. And once we make our choice, we have to stick with it, because there will be no chance to revoke it and to choose another. And what kind of example I can give you of it? Now imagine that, okay? No, that's... So imagine that two friends, and one of these friends is having a... Yeah, I'm trying to explain. And one of these friends is in relationship, but the other friend that is single likes the date of their friend, and their friend breaks up at a certain point with their date, and that date is now flirting with the friend that was single, and now that friend that was single is in a once in a lifetime situation, whether to do the right thing and to reject the date of their friend, or to do the wishful thing and to break their friendship and go along with that date. So in regards to Gaia G, that depends on, it's general reading, and it does depends on your situation. Obviously, for one Aquarius is going to be for one thing. It may be the job, because it could be as easily applied to, imagine you have a very good friend that you're working with, and you are performing better than them, and your boss is offering their position. So what are you gonna do? What you have to and honor your friendship, or what you want to and get their position? You can go with one or the other, but once you lock in into your choice, there is no going back from it, and you have to live with the consequences of that. So while it's going to be a decision that either way gives us a benefit, it will be a decision that we are gonna hate taking as Aquarius. That is what I am trying to explain here. Because simply it will provide only the half of it. So it's a rough choice ahead of us as Aquarius. All right, and last but not least, Pisces. Nine of Pentacles, the Fool, the Magician. Yeah, but that's from the other side, as far as I remember. What I mean is that you are gonna make the impression rather than someone makes an impression to you. Right. For Pisces, that is a season of unexpected breakthrough at the verge of dropping it off. Like you're just about to say, you know what, forget it. I ain't dealing with this anymore. An unexpected breakthrough that you're gonna have in yeah, just before you drop it off, I just things are going to simply work out or are going to start working out, either in your job or either in your love life. And the downside of that, it is that as things start working out, things are going to become very serious, a far more serious than the state it was at that point. So the odds are going to increase, the bet is going to increase, the stake is going to increase, and the load or the workload, the responsibility is going to increase with it as well. And the job is going to become more rewarding, but also a much more demanding. The relationship is going to become much more loving, but as well much more restrictive. And so it all comes to that, whether you have what it takes to keep up with what that breakthrough offers and with what that breakthrough demands. But again, in this season, just at the moment that you thought that you just have to seek your happiness or your development, growth elsewhere, things are going to start working out for you, whether in your marriage that you are about to leave or whether in your job that you are about to leave, in something that you are about to leave will prove itself to be actually quite of a gainful enterprise. Now, whether you are going to stick with it or not, it's entirely up for you to decide. I don't know how that relates, but at least according to these cards, in order to stick with it, you are going to have to sacrifice a personal sovereignty, you're going to sacrifice freedom, and also a state of opinion, maybe is the best word how I can describe. Basically, you will have to agree with something that you don't agree with, but just for the sake of pushing things forward, you say, okay, fine, let it be your way. Whether you can handle that or not, it's entirely up to you. Right, so that was for the 12th. Well, for singles, it kind of means that just about for you to give up on a date or on finding love, such will present itself with a lot of demands and with an affinity to be the dominant one. Now, whether you can agree with it or not, depends on you. Right, so first one from the super chat, that is going to be Yasmin. And for your reading, Yasmin, let's have a look what the season holds for you. Sam, thank you for the 5 Australian. Thank you, Sam. Let me put you into the list. Those are the cards, Yasmin. So the primary thing of this season for you is going to be an agreement, either a will or agreement of traveling, or agreement with someone that it is living elsewhere, like in a different city. But most likely it's about either a traveling or a will. Now that agreement, it will not be fully in your favor, at least according to the cards. There are going to be quite a few things you would wish to be different, but what is going to be important is that the agreement will allow you to further your things and to start developing and manifesting a plan you have, or that you are currently doing and currently making, uh, not according to your initial expectations, but close enough so it can be as effective as it needs to be in order to reach a final destination and final goal. Other than that, this is going to be a season for you more of a preparing. Like that season there wouldn't be that much of a opportunity, say, or downfalls, and it's going to be more of a uneventful uneventful season for you. Your job is going to go as it is, your love life is going to go as it is, without much of a oscillation, without much of a ups and downs. That will allow you to make some preparations and as well some plans, so you can improve your your circumstances into the next season, which is going to be the season of Libra. Another thing that you do need to know here is that some of the expectations you have probably about your job are not gonna validate themselves, like they are not gonna prove themselves. What I am trying to say is that it will turn out that there are more things that needs to be done that you have expected, and so the job is gonna stall or is gonna slow down, and you're gonna have to be delayed. It is like literally you're gonna realize that the project or the team is not as far as you think you are, and so you're gonna have to put some extra time or extra effort or just reschedule certain things into the future so you can address, the left aside matters that have been unattended with a conscientiousness, and basically attend to them and resolve them, clear them out before you can actually move to the next step. But just because you're gonna find certain stages in this season not unfavorable, but what is the word here? Hold on a second. Um, Unsatisfying. That doesn't mean that this is going to stay for long. That is just something temporary. And for the season of Libra, which is towards the 22nd of September, you are going to be, at least according to these cards, in a pretty good place, in a pretty good state now to rock them up and just be on fire for those 30 days, for 22nd of September to, I assume, 22nd of November. Yeah, 22nd of November, of October, I'm sorry. 22nd of October. Okay, so that was for you, Yasmin. Gaia, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Let me put you into the list, and you're gonna have your reading in a moment. Right, so that was thank you, Yasmin. Pay attention to that agreement. It will lock you for a very long time. What I mean is that it's something that once agreed upon or signed, you have no chance but to oblige with it. So pay attention to those things. Right, so next, News Devon, which do want to know what is coming your way. So let's have a look the event, and then I'm gonna draw one card to see how this event will apply to you. You're welcome, Yasmin. All right, what is coming your way? News Devon. In that 1 month of the season of Virgo, a friend, I'm sorry, of yours is gonna stand out and is gonna give you a choice whether you end up in a romantic relationship or whether you part ways forever. It's like basically they're gonna say that your friendship is done either way, and either you continue together as a couple or you see each other no more. And this is going to put you in a place here with the Chariot card, like ultimatum. The Chariot, when it comes to those situations, it is like getting into something prematurely or making that decision prematurely. So basically you would have wished to have a little bit more time to decide whether you want to try dating them, or whether it's something that's kind of like you don't want to explore. But ultimately is gonna play out in a way that at the end, the result is gonna happen to be a wish fulfillment of yours. And whichever way you go about it, uh, you're gonna end up being proud of yourself. That's you made that step, whether to decline them or whether to take them in. But you will be given a decision, or you're going to be given an ultimatum. And it's just the problem with the Chariot here, News Devon. It's going to be that whether you take it or you leave it, and you will have to do it on a whim. Hey Taco, welcome to the stream. Well, they usually are, mate. They usually are. Oh, that's great. So you're getting the will, eh? Okay, Sam, what can I expect from this new person I'm talking to? Hopefully, use the phone. Hopefully, I will. Okay, Sam. Um, the car. You can expect them to give you an opportunity that is gonna carry no repercussions to you. So basically, there is going to be no downside of taking on that opportunity with this person that you are talking to. Okay, that is what you can expect from them, and this is going to be an opportunity to change the state of that relationship for good, again without any negative repercussions for you with the wheel of fortune. That is what you can expect from them. Okay, next that will be Gaia. Is a guy I am interested in just a waste of time, or do you see a future? Let's have a look. Oh, Gaia, that's the card for you. That depends how much you're willing to sacrifice, because what it means or what is going to mean to chase the idea of being with that guy is to give up on most of your friends and also to give up of most of your idea of life. So no, it's not a waste of time. It's okay, Taco. Thank you for the 22. Thank you, mate. You're gonna have your reading in a minute. So the Hermit, it's a card that isolates you from the world you know. Okay, and so it gives you a new direction in life. So as your question is worded here, is there a future? Yes, there is a future, but it does not involve your current present. Okay, so that would mean that basically you will have to make a clean break, and that is going to be the requirement here, from not just from the person but also from the situation, with your friends, with people you know. Okay, and it's just is going to change your life to a point where you will barely recognize it, and it's going to make it narrower. Okay, it's going to take away a lot of options that are sitting in front of you. But there is definitely a future with it, Gaia. It's just is a single point future rather than a future that you can pretty much choose, so to speak, your fate. But it will be enough for you, at least according to that card. I mean, with that guy, that relationship will become one of the most important things for you, that is going to keep you going. And to top it all off, that relationship is going to happen to be a resolution to a lot of your current concerns. So there is an upside to it. All right, next, Taco. Let's have a look how this season is going to affect you, whether it's going to be kind to you or a challenge. That sounds delicious. Delicious. Oh, Gaia, you can't escape fate, or you cannot fight fate. There are so many ways that you can, get to it, and that thing locks you into one of these ways. All right, Taco. Those are the cards. Now, this is gonna happen somewhere in between now to 22nd of September. So within the next 5 weeks, okay? And at least according to these cards, you are going to be approached by a man of authority. That may be a government person. It's unlikely to be your father or someone that is, working for some kind of an institution that has a, authority over you, like, for example, immigrations. That is just for example. And these are the Lenormand cards. The tarot cards, these are the Lenormand cards. So it does involve uh, your travel. We can see that with the ship. So we do have travel authority man, right? So authoritarian man for the travel. And those are the cards, the tarot cards. So that is a person who does things by the book, okay? And basically is gonna have, yes, Gaia, I'm on Thursdays and Sundays. And he's gonna have some kind of a proposal or an offer to you. But what my feeling is, mate, it's not a good feeling by the look of these cards. Um, I don't know. At least the feel is that you are going to be contacted and there will be some, not a problem, but some concern with your stay there. Okay. Well, there you go. So yeah, there will be some, not concern, but kind of like a predicament. Nothing to worry about in a term of that it's not solvable, but it's going to be an additional headache. Okay. That you are going to encounter, at least according to these cards. And it concerns your past. I don't know how exactly, but it does concerns your past, that thing. So brace yourself for that, for what it seems. And other than that, the season, it's a season where you should keep things for yourself rather than kind of like brag about, and share around. Be as quiet as possible, at least according to these cards, and try to address every matter in your life professionally rather than emotionally. Again, at least according to these cards. And the situations that are going to develop for you, they will develop quite naturally, in a sense of that there will be no sudden surprises and sudden turnarounds. So if it squeals like a duck, if it walks like a duck, it is a freaking duck, right? Expecting a last minute turnarounds, it's not something that is going to happen in those 5 weeks ahead of us. So If you start things well, they're gonna end well. If you start things on the wrong foot, they're not gonna end well. Yeah, I'm not saying that, you know, you're gonna have a big trouble, but it's going to be raised as an issue that has to be handled. Yeah, could be. Okay. It's just it's not a it's not a breaking thing, right? But it needs to be handled. Well, isn't that a thing, right? They always cost more. All right, guys, and girls, this is gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and also thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you. Next time, I believe I'm gonna do again what do we need to know. That is because, like I said, there isn't much that is happening in the sky. Um, the next thing is at the 23rd, I believe. 23rd of August. September, August. Yeah, 23rd of August, where we do have new moon in Virgo. So that will take place 17th. It's gonna take place on the 21st of August. And next time, which is gonna be 17th, the subject or the topic of the stream is gonna be what do we need to know. Thank you, Taco. Have a great one as well, mate. I hope you enjoy your supper. It does sound tasty. Aside from the Caesar salad, I don't like Caesar salads, but if it is your thing, by all means, hopefully you enjoy it. And yeah, we're gonna see each other next time. Until then, bye.